You've been taught that perfect gardening requires buying more, tilling deep, and relentlessly fighting nature. But that maximalist approach is why most gardens fail. The true secret to soil balance and incredible flavor is found in the ancient Zen wisdom of Japanese grandmothers, a radical minimalist approach that uses empty space, calculated restriction, and zero waste to achieve pure, effortless abundance. The art of less. Yoha, margin for error. Most Western gardens are packed and aggressive, trying to extract maximum yield from every square inch. We view any unused space as a failure. The result is often a humid, sickly green mess where half your tomatoes rot on the vine. But a Japanese grandmother's approach embraces that empty space, knowing that true balance and better harvests comes from leaving room for the unexpected. This secret is known as Yoha, or the margin for error. Instead of planting a full dozen tomato plants where only 8 truly fit, the Zen gardener plants 5, ensuring each one has ample room to breathe without fighting its neighbor. This philosophy immediately solves 3 major problems for the minimalist gardener. First, it ensures air circulation. When plants are crowded, moisture traps and breeds mildew, forcing intervention with sprays or chemicals. Second, it reduces pest pressure, as insects find it harder to jump between widely spaced hosts. Finally, Yoha conserves the soil's finite resources, allowing the roots to expand deep and wide, developing incredible resilience against drought. By refusing to chase maximum quantity, the gardener achieves maximum quality. The strength of your garden is often found in what you choose to omit. This intentional restraint allows the gardener to avoid rushing and provides calm observation. Master the principle of leaving space, and the next step is learning how to control the vital element that fills that space. Water. Mizukiri. The water-cutting rule. When a plant looks thirsty, our instinct is to rush to its aid, flooding the soil. Yet, one of the most powerful ancient secrets for developing root health and concentrating flavor is the practice of intentionally withholding that water, pushing the plant to its limits. This technique is known as Mizukiri, literally water cutting. Mizukiri is not neglect. It is a calculated stress test applied during key moments of the plant's life, especially as the fruit begins to mature. When water is slightly restricted, the plant's deep intelligence kicks in. Instead of relying on easy moisture near the surface, the roots are forced to tunnel deeper into the earth, searching for hydration. Imagine those roots snaking down 10 or 15 feet into the bedrock, building a foundation like an old-growth tree. This creates an incredibly strong, expansive root system that makes the plant immensely resilient to drought and temperature swings. More importantly, this subtle dehydration concentrates the sugars and essential oils within the product. For peppers, it intensifies the heat. For melons, it boosts the sweetness. And for tomatoes, it creates that rich, unforgettable garden flavor that store-bought produce simply cannot replicate. It requires observation, patience, and the courage to let the plant experience brief hardship for the sake of long-term strength. The philosophy of Mizukiri is that true abundance comes from restriction, but even the toughest roots need nutrient-rich soil to seek out. Which brings us to the ultimate secret of minimalist feeding, a miracle derived from nothing more than polished rice. Nuka bokashi, the rice bran miracle. The most powerful soil amendment isn't found in a bag at the garden store, sold with complicated instructions. Instead, the secret lies in a centuries-old fermentation recipe using something most people throw away, the humble byproduct of polished rice. This miracle is Nuka bokashi, a specific type of fermented organic matter often based on rice bran, Nuka. While traditional Western composting relies on turning an oxygen to decompose matter slowly, bokashi is an anaerobic process, meaning it works without air. That's why it's so much faster than traditional composting. Bokashi is a powerhouse. It rapidly accelerates decomposition and stabilization. The rice bran is inoculated with effective microorganisms, transforming kitchen scraps and rice washings into incredibly rich, balanced fertilizer. Unlike raw composting, bokashi can handle meat and dairy scraps, minimizing food waste while rapidly enriching the soil's microbial biome and stabilizing its pH balance. For the minimalist gardener, this method is revolutionary. because it terminates the need for large, unsightly compost piles. You can create this potent soil conditioner in a simple, airtight bucket, making it the perfect solution for tiny urban gardens or patios. It is a powerful example of zero-waste gardening, effortlessly turning the residual into the essential. This feeding ritual builds a silent, underground army of beneficial microbes, guaranteeing your plants always have the nutrients they need. But even the best-fed soil still faces one daily challenge: the unwanted visitor who threatens to consume its bounty. The five-finger weeding method, Tigak. In the spirit of Zen gardening, a weed isn't a sworn enemy to be obliterated by harsh chemicals. Instead, it is seen as a misplaced guest, an imbalance signaling the gardener has fallen out of sync with the earth. The most efficient and minimalist way to deal with this intrusion involves nothing more than 5 fingers and a meditative technique practiced at the quietest hour of the day. This is the Tigake method, or the 5-finger weeding rule. Rather than waiting for a monumental chore once a month, the Japanese gardener commits to a brief, 10-minute ritual every morning or evening. When you disturb the soil web, you not only sever the invisible fungal highways, you also drag millions of new, dormant weed seeds to the surface, guaranteeing a worse problem next week. Tigake avoids this. The goal is to catch weeds while they are still tiny seedlings, before their roots have fully anchored. By gently extracting these young intruders by hand, the gardener ensures minimal disturbance to the soil microbiome and avoids stirring up dormant weed seeds. Crucially, the removal becomes a quiet, focused meditation. The commitment to daily, small action prevents the buildup of major work, embodying the minimalist mantra of efficiency through consistency. This consistent, gentle touch prevents chaos and keeps the soil undisturbed, creating the perfect, fertile environment. But even the most peaceful soil needs a layer of protection from the harsh sun and wind, a living blanket that preserves its precious harmony. Wara and the living blanket, straw mulch. When you look at a natural forest floor, you never see bare, exposed earth. It's always covered by a rich, multi-layered cushion of leaves, twigs, and detritus. The Japanese gardener mimics this fundamental wisdom by covering their soil in a protective straw blanket, the single most important secret to effortless temperature stability. This blanket is known as Wara, typically rice straw. In the summer, Wara acts like a natural air conditioner. It keeps the soil cooler than exposed earth, creating a moisture barrier that virtually eliminates rapid evaporation. This means the gardener can practice Mizukiri without the soil baking into a cracked, lifeless slab. In the cooler months, the straw layer acts as insulation, protecting the delicate soil microbes and earthworms from sudden temperature drops. Beyond thermal regulation, Wara suppresses unwanted growth passively. It blocks sunlight from reaching weed seeds, minimizing the need for the tedious Tigake weeding method. The result is a clean, aesthetically pleasing garden surface that reflects the Zen belief that beauty and function are inseparable. When the straw eventually breaks down, it returns its organic matter directly to the earth, creating a self-feeding, perpetual cycle of fertility. The simple act of covering the earth brings quiet harmony to the garden. It regulates temperature and moisture beautifully. Yet, the finest soil and best protection mean little if the plants above can't capture the light they need. An issue solved by arranging the garden as a deliberate work of art. Ikebana for the vegetable patch. We think of flower arrangement as an indoor art, a delicate presentation of blooms in a vase. But the ancient principles of Ikebana, structure, line, and empty space, are secretly applied in the traditional vegetable garden to ensure optimal light for every single leaf. It is here that beauty and efficiency truly merge. The gardener applies Ikebana by viewing the vegetable patch as a living, growing sculpture. The 3 principles of line, the plant's direction, mass, density, and space, Yoha, are applied to ensure optimal light for every single leaf. Every plant is carefully positioned and pruned, not just for aesthetic pleasure, but to ensure the sun penetrates the entire canopy. This is known as mindful spacing and training. For instance, climbing beans are given perfectly straight lines and specific tension to maximize light exposure. Tomato branches are pruned aggressively to focus the plant's energy into fewer, higher quality fruits, rather than a dense, humid thicket. This deliberate shaping guarantees maximum airflow, which is a plant's first defense against fungal diseases and mold, and maximum light, which boosts the energy and flavor of the harvest. It transforms a routine chore into an active, focused creation, making the garden function better and look beautiful while doing it. The simple lesson of Ikebana is that to harvest well, you must first arrange well. This efficiency extends even into the most mundane aspects of the household, turning a milky liquid poured down the drain into a powerful free soil tonic. The simple power of rice water. Togijiru. Before synthetic fertilizers were conceived, Japanese farmers knew that a milky liquid poured down the kitchen drain was, in fact, a powerful free soil tonic. The secret to healthy potted herbs and robust seedlings often lies in nothing more than the simple residue of a meal being prepared. This liquid is Togijiru, or rice rinsing water. When rice is washed before cooking, the water becomes cloudy, loaded with trace amounts of starches, proteins, and B vitamins. In the spirit of zero-waste efficiency, this water is never discarded. It is carefully collected and used to hydrate and feed the garden. The starches and B vitamins in the water act as a direct food source for the soil's microbial life, specifically encouraging the beneficial bacteria that break down organic matter into forms plants can easily absorb. While Togijiru is mild and not a heavy fertilizer, its constant gentle application is what makes it so effective for the minimalist gardener. This steady nourishment ensures the plants are never shocked by an overdose of nutrients, but instead receive a smooth, continuous stream of low-dose food. It's particularly useful for Tsuboniwa setups or individual pots, maintaining a perfect subtle balance without relying on external inputs. This effortless recycling loop transforms kitchen residue into garden gold, requiring only intention, not money or effort. This fundamental commitment to resourcefulness ensures the soil is always ready. And when it's time to expand the garden to rough, untamed ground, the same principles of simplicity apply, requiring only clay, seed, and a steady throw of the hand. Dango, the art of the seed ball. True gardening minimalism is not about planting one seed at a time, meticulously digging holes. It's about mixing a handful of seeds with clay and rich soil, then forming them into hard spheres, tossing them like pebbles into the waiting, unworked earth. This is planting without disturbance, without tools, and almost without effort. This ancient technique is known as Dango, or the art of the seed ball. Popularized by the father of natural farming, Masanobu Fukuoka, the seed ball is a perfectly self-contained survival capsule. The seeds are rolled into a mixture of clay and organic matter, often blended with a touch of bokashi or compost. Once dried, the hard clay shell protects the seeds from hungry birds, mice, and harsh weather. Crucially, Dango allows a gardener to sow a diverse mixture of crops into rough, compacted ground, without ever having to till or prepare the soil. This preserves the delicate soil structure and its fungi network, the essential foundation of the Zen garden. When the rain finally softens the clay, the seeds inside germinate, already surrounded by their initial nutrient supply. It is the purest form of planting, requiring nothing but the wisdom to trust the earth to do the hard work. The seed ball is the ultimate expression of simplicity, turning the act of sowing into a meditative toss rather than a laborious chore. It's a profound technique for maximizing yield with minimal disturbance, proving that even a tiny urban garden can be a center of abundant life. The tiny, perfect garden, Tsuboniwa. You don't need acres of land or a sprawling estate to create a healthy, productive garden. For generations, urban Japanese homes relied on the Tsuboniwa, a tiny courtyard garden barely bigger than a blanket, to connect with nature and grow essential herbs. The challenge of small spaces became the very tool for perfection. The Tsuboniwa, which literally means pot garden, is often tucked between the home and a high wall, or situated in a cramped inner courtyard. Its restrictive size forces the minimalist gardener to be ruthless in prioritization. Instead of attempting to grow 20 different crops poorly, a common Western urge, the gardener chooses only the most essential and loved plants, perhaps just one perfect eggplant, a few pots of shiso, or a small mound of medicinal ginger. This focused intention ensures that the limited soil and attention are not diluted across struggling crops. When you only have 1 square yard of soil, you dedicate yourself to making that single patch perfect, treating the soil with meticulous care using bokashi and Wara. Every drop of Togijiru is accounted for, and every weed is immediately removed through teigake. The Tsuboniwa proves that quality of cultivation always surpasses quantity of land. This small, focused space demonstrates that a connected, abundant garden is a matter of intention, not scale. Kokedama, the moss ball garden. A plant needs only soil and water to thrive, but a Japanese gardener takes the final step toward true minimalism by removing the pot entirely. They allow the plant to exist as a kokedama, a suspended living earth sphere, defying the need for cumbersome containers. The kokedama, or moss ball, is a root system wrapped in a compressed sphere of soil and covered in moss. This practice originated from bonsai techniques but was simplified for houseplants and herbs. For the minimalist, kokedama is incredibly powerful because it eliminates the need to guess the plant's moisture level. The common mistake in a pot is assuming the top inch of soil accurately reflects the moisture deep down. Kokedama solves this instantly. You don't rely on finger testing soil. Instead, you simply lift the ball and feel its weight. When the kokedama is light, it needs watering. When it's heavy, it doesn't. This clear feedback loop fosters a deep connection between the gardener and the plant, ensuring the perfect balance of Mizukiri without the risk of root rot, a common Western mistake. Furthermore, the moss ball can be hung, placed on simple trays, or nestled into small corners, instantly maximizing the limited space of a Tsuboniwa. It is a visual celebration of the plant's essential needs: soil, root, and life, stripped bare of all ornamentation. This elegant simplicity turns a houseplant into a floating work of art, proving that less structure often leads to better health. Yet, even in this small-scale perfection, the Zen gardener understands that sometimes the best solutions come not from isolation, but from clever, cooperative partnerships. The Three Sisters, the Japanese way, the indigenous American Three Sisters method, corn, beans, and squash, is famous for its cooperative spirit. Yet, this principle of symbiotic planting has a powerful parallel in Japan, where three simple vegetables are grown together not just for yield, but for a hidden, natural balance that eliminates the need for bagged fertilizer. The Japanese version of companion planting is a masterclass in minimalist efficiency. It often relies on a trio featuring shiso, edamame, or soybeans, and kuri, the Japanese cucumber. The edamame or soybeans take on the role of the nitrogen fixer. These legumes partner with rhizobia bacteria to silently enrich the soil around its neighbors by pulling nitrogen from the air and storing it in the root's tiny nodules. This eliminates the need for any external nitrogen fertilizer. The fast-growing kuri acts as the ground cover, its broad leaves shading the soil, conserving moisture like a living layer of Wara, and suppressing aggressive weeds. Finally, the fragrant shiso, a purple leaf herb, is planted strategically to deter common garden pests with its strong scent, creating a natural, invisible pesticide shield. This cooperative trio creates a perfect, self-sustaining micro-ecosystem. The plants support each other, feed the soil, repel threats, and ultimately require far less intervention than three plants grown in isolation. This ancient wisdom proves that the best ingredients for success are often those that work together in harmony, fostering a deep and effortless fertility. To maintain that fertility, the gardener needs only one physical object, a single perfect tool that embodies efficiency and simplicity. Hori, the only tool you need. Most gardeners own a chaotic arsenal of tools, a dozen different shovels, trowels, cultivators, and rakes, each designed for a specialized purpose. But the traditional Japanese gardener relies entirely on one beautifully simple, curved blade. It's a multi-tool that embodies the philosophy of efficiency, simplicity, and a deep connection between the hand and the earth. This object is the Hori knife, a name that translates loosely to dig. Shaped like a curved scoop with a sharp serrated edge on one side, the Hori replaces almost everything in the minimalist's shed. Its scoop shape is perfect for digging deep, narrow holes for planting seedlings. The ruler markings etched onto the blade ensure seeds and bulbs are placed at the precise, correct depth. No separate ruler required. The serrated edge allows the gardener to cut tough roots, open bags of soil amendments, or even saw through smaller branches. Most powerfully, the sharp point is ideal for the careful, non-disruptive tea-gake process of levering small, deeply rooted weeds without disturbing the surrounding soil. By choosing one versatile, high-quality tool over many specialized ones, the gardener fosters a deeper sense of respect and connection to the work. The Hori is more than just a knife. It is the physical symbol of focused intention in the garden. Its existence proves that true mastery comes from utilizing simple things in complex ways. But even with the perfect tool, the gardener still needs the perfect water, a need met by a delicate vertical display that turns rain into a meditative harvest. The rain chain, Kusari doi, harvest. The sound of heavy rain falling off a roof is usually mundane, quickly channeled away. But in traditional Japanese architecture, a simple chain replaces the harsh, industrial downspout, guiding the water's descent, turning a torrent into a meditative visual and providing the perfect balanced water for the garden. This elegant object is the Kusari doi, or rain chain. Functionally, it does the exact job of a gutter downspout, but aesthetically, it transforms runoff into a feature. Water flows from the gutter, clings to the connecting metal cups or links, and gently cascades down to the ground. This deliberate slowing and channeling of the rain allows the gardener to direct the pure, soft water into collection barrels, or directly into the Tsuboniwa garden pots below. Rainwater is superior for gardening. It is naturally soft, free of the chlorine, chloramine, and fluoride salts found in most municipal tap water that can slowly sterilize the soil's precious microbial life and reduce the effectiveness of bokashi. Using a Kusari doi is the ultimate minimalist solution for water conservation. It eliminates noisy plumbing, provides a beautiful, rhythmic sound during a storm, and ensures the garden receives the clean, balanced hydration it needs to thrive. It proves that even the collection of resources can be an act of reverence. The rain chain is a reminder that the best resources are often the ones freely given by nature. It ensures a constant, pure supply of hydration. Yet, even perfect watering is useless if the gardener misunderstands the very composition of the ground. The secret of Sunamono, the rocky substrate. The secret of Sunamono. We've been told for decades that rich, dark, loamy soil is the ideal substrate for almost every plant. But the secret to growing some of Japan's most prized herbs is a technique that uses sand and gravel, a composition that seems to defy everything we've learned about fertility. This counterintuitive method is known as Sunamono, which involves cultivating plants in a rocky, extremely free-draining substrate. Instead of striving for heavy, moisture-retaining clay or dense compost, the gardener deliberately uses material like coarse sand, small stones, and grit. This is crucial for specific plants, especially those that naturally thrive on mountainsides. Sunamono's primary benefit is incredible root aeration and drainage. Western gardeners often cause plant demise with kindness, using overly dense soil that retains too much water, suffocating the roots and inviting root rot. The minimalist gardener understands that plant roots need air as much as water. By providing this rocky, open structure, they prevent the very conditions that lead to failure. This method aligns perfectly with Mizukiri, as the swift drainage forces the roots to develop strength and seek water deeper down, rather than languishing in perpetually damp surface soil. Sunamono is the ultimate lesson in matching the soil to the plant's true, natural needs. The true core of Zen gardening is not about demanding things from the earth, but about listening to what the soil needs to achieve perfect, simple balance. The Okairy principle. In a Japanese garden, nothing is ever truly wasted or discarded. The end of the growing season is not a massive cleanup chore. It is the ultimate feeding event, where the harvest is deliberately and gracefully returned to nourish the next generation of soil. This philosophy is known as the Okairy principle, a deep cultural concept that translates roughly to welcome back. While Western gardeners tend to yank spent plants out by the roots, bagging the material, the Zen gardener practices chop and drop. Instead of disturbing the soil's delicate fungal and microbial network by pulling, old plants like corn stalks, withered tomato vines, or bean runners are simply cut down at the soil line. The roots are left in place to decompose naturally, which creates tiny, organic pathways for air and water deep into the subsoil. The chopped up green material is then dropped right onto the soil surface, forming a natural mulch layer that feeds the earthworms, and soil bacteria. This technique keeps all the valuable hard-won nutrients within the system, ensuring the soil is not depleted year after year. Okairy minimizes both effort and waste, embodying the efficiency of nature itself. By allowing the old life to become the foundation for the new, the soil gains incredible resilience and vitality. This gentle, minimal touch is applied everywhere, even to the tools used, for a true minimalist needs only one perfect instrument for every task. That concludes our look into the minimalist, powerful secrets of Japanese Zen gardening. If you're ready to transform your garden using less effort and more wisdom, hit the like button to support the channel and subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive into ancient wisdom.